This podcast is intended for mature audiences only. Listener discretion is advised, as the content may include strong language, adult themes, and topics not suitable for younger listeners.
This podcast has no affiliation with any sports leagues or sports programs discussed on the show. The views expressed are those of the host and the guest, and do not necessarily reflect the views of any affiliated organizations. Enjoy the show.
That being said, if I had to pick a winner, I'm taking Cody Rhodes. I'm taking the unlikely road you the road less traveled. I know. I know. Tell me why I'll be wrong.
Because he's not in the match.
No.
Motherfucker, we gone crazy. Yeah, what up? I'm in here right now, and you know I'm dressed up. I messed up a few times, but shit, so what? It's fine because I just don't give a fuck. Just don't give a. What me in the world, yeah. Just don't give a. What me in the world.
All right, guys, we are here at our highly anticipated Wrasslemania Egg-Stravaganza. This is our last episode of the season. We have a great packed episode for you guys today. We have 2 interviews on for What's Up West Virginia, true West Virginia people, natives, talking about local independent wrestling. We have a segment where we're going to rank 2 lists of top 10s for you. What's that subject? None of your fucking business. Mind your business. Wait. Wait for it.
You'll figure it out.
It's worth a surprise. And then, what else do we have for him, Tommy?
We've got our water cooler. You can hang around, stay refreshed, hear some hot takes on some pretty cool subjects. Then we got Hear Me Out, some pretty toxic takes from some toxic people. And then we're going to end it with some sports news network. News that may not be reliable, but by God, is it fucking funny.
And you can't forget, we got Blitz the Book.
Oh, we do.
We got picks for you guys on how we see the first round of NHL and NBA going. We're even going to toss out some who we have in the NBA championship early predictions. And maybe even we'll talk about in the water cooler about a certain person on the show overcoming machine and showing the AI that it's a dumb bitch. Maybe. I don't know. You'll have to see.
That may come up.
You'll have to see. So we're going to go ahead and get started right now. Water cooler next. Soul, did you catch a game last night? Guys, welcome to the water cooler where we talk sports news. We shit talk sports news. That's what we do here. And we're so that way you can learn the sports news, but you can also learn it from the guys who could tell it to you best the way you need to fucking hear it and the way that it is.
Yeah, just break it down in like layman's terms.
I wouldn't tell you if that's the way it is, if that's not the way it was.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
not the way it was.
I'm not a fucking liar. Do you see my pants on fire?
Your pants are not on fire, dear sir.
They are not.
So, this week, we had the Masters. Crazy last day. We'll say that. Rory had it in the bag, seemingly. Blows the lead in true Rory fashion.
Oh, yeah.
Almost fumbles the bag. And then finds the win against Justin Rose, who put on a course record that day to lose to Rory in playoff, in a alternating playoff scenario. Tommy, people are happy. The haters are mad. I stay mad. How do you feel about Rory taking this? Finally getting the career Grand Slam.
I like it for him. I'm happy for him. He did a great job. Like you said, blew a fucking lead and got his shit together and came back. The odds were very much stacked against him. Was not expecting it. Honestly, all in all, any tournament where Scotty doesn't get arrested afterwards is a win for my book. I'm glad he went out without a criminal record.
I agree.
And just some good fucking moments. Rory shooting that around that tree. I mean, you gotta give it to him. He had some good fucking shots.
I'm going to be candid with you guys. I think Rory's a cunt. And I probably hate him for the most human reason possible. I just don't think I'd like him if I hung out with him.
Fair.
And that's,
I think that's fair.
I think it's, yeah. I like guys that if I shared a beer with that guy or just hung out with him, we'd kick shit, It'd be a cool guy to talk to. Or I think Rory just looked like a pompous asshole. And that's just me. That's just me how I feel about it. Good for him. It was an emotional win for him. Obviously, either that or he's a pansy. But I'm glad it meant a lot for him. He got to tell his buddies that he's going to get that green jacket when he was on that walk. I wish Scotty would have won. I'm a Scotty guy. Just a strong American.
I feel that.
Not no North Irish. I'm not going to say anything. I don't want the Irish to hate us.
Are Irish honestly the stupidest fucking white people? I mean, imagine you're in the fucking 19th century, 1800s.
And you only learn to grow potatoes.
Yeah, there's a potato famine. You're like, oh, bloody hell, we can't grow bloody fucking potatoes. I guess I'll fucking die. You're on an island. Learn to fish. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. You can't grow one fucking plant. So I guess we'll just pick up everything, go to America. You had so many other options. But nope, Irish, very dumb. Don't care for them.
Don't care for them. Connor doesn't always paint them in the best light either.
He doesn't.
Does not paint them always in the best light. So we got a lot of news this week. We got Lee Corso retired this week, the day we're recording.
Yeah.
Retired from College Game Day. He's going to do the season opener episode, I think, to say that he did that many seasons, and then is retiring at 90 years old.
Damn. That's something.
Most 90-year-olds struggle to hold their bladder. He put on a hell of a show up there with Pat McAfee, the Ohio State guy with the spiky hair, Kirk Herbstreit.
Hate him. Hate anyone from Ohio.
Yeah,
fuck him.
that's why I don't remember him. They should put A.J. Hawk there. He's a better Ohio Stater at least.
You're just talking about better pieces of turds.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a good comparison.
Yeah.
But Corso, yeah. We always loved him putting on the different mascot helmets. That was a great gimmick. I'm curious if whoever they bring in new is going to have a new gimmick.
I hope they don't try to keep his gimmick going on. That's his.
Not. Let it die with him.
Yeah, it's kind of sad and feels dark to say of that, but like let it die.
Yeah. It was great when it went. Don't ruin it.
Yeah, don't. That's the man going out there. I mean, maybe if he hints that he would want it carried on, maybe do it then, but that's that man's thing. Don't steal it. It was awesome that he did it, and I think him doing it is what kind of built the love around it.
Oh, exactly.
So I'd say let that be his legacy, and then don't have anyone trying to put on mascot heads next season. I'd just let it go out. Nico Iamaleava. That's a tongue twister.
That's a mouthful.
Yeah, I'm a Leva, I heard it also pronounced. Like I'm a Leva, Tennessee.
I'm a believer. I couldn't leave her.
Initially, his reports leaving Tennessee was that he asked for $4 million instead of the $2 million he was receiving and was holding out going to training camp. They said, no way, Jose, get the fuck out of here. And for a minute, let's talk there first. Tommy, what do you think about these players that are trying to hold their football seasons ransom almost, being like, holdouts for money and things like that?
Now, him specifically, I heard a report it was his fucking dad that was pushing. They wanted like $60,000 even a month, and they absolutely told him to get fucking walking. And good. I'm tired of these fucking players. Right now, we're in the wild, wild west of fucking NIL. This is going to be the most versatile, chaotic time in the next few years. It's got to get worse before it gets better. We have to see these teams putting up a bunch of money, kids not performing. I'll reiterate that. Kids. You're giving fucking 18 and 19-year-olds multi-million-dollar deals. Are you actually fucking stupid? They're a dime a fucking dozen. Are they really that fucking, like, one better than the other? I said my piece, but I just don't think moving forward this can be allowed. I think you actually have to have the schools have some balls about you. The boosters say, no, if we're spending the fucking coin, we need to see a commitment. And it's going to come down to contracts. Eventually, All this is leading up to is eventually the school program. Sports are going to be separate from schools. That's exactly what's going to happen eventually.
Well, you guys know I'm a long-winded person when I'm explaining something. Pardon me. I'm not going to go too elaborate in here because it is my hear me out this week. So I'm going to make them wait for it. But honestly, our ideals aren't too dissimilar. So I think watch it and hear me out. I think honestly I share the same thoughts you do and that most of our nation does, that this is kind of killing college football.
Yeah.
Things like that. But I'll leave the rest of my comments on that to not Blitz the Book. Hear me out.
I can't wait.
Aaron Rodgers was on the Pat McAfee show today. He said no update really on anything that would tell you where he's going or anything like that. He did say he met with the Steelers. That's really the only team he kind of said he met with. He said he was pissed at the Jets. The Jets made him fly all the way across the country to tell him in 10 minutes that he was not going to be coming back. Said that pissed him off pretty bad.
I bet they really fucking were pissed when you played 3 plays and got down for fucking $20 million. Aaron, have some perspective. I'm tired of Aaron Rodgers. I want Aaron Rodgers to fucking just go die in a field. Go look at the fucking flowers, Georgie, and someone put a bullet in his head. Like, we get an update about Aaron Rodgers every 30 fucking minutes. Oh, is that what Aaron Rodgers is thinking right now? No wonder.
He may retire. He said that he's open to everything, attached to nothing.
Aaron Rodgers is only banking on fucking banging ayahuasca fucking witches just off his good name alone. If he retires, what little fucking stardom he has to get that fucking drug money running to him is gone. He's gonna go broke in 2 fucking years. You're gonna see him doing fucking Kraft fucking mac and cheese commercials.
If his goal is to win a championship, I would say just stay retired, brother. I just don't see any team that you join in this league that makes them a championship contender. Not against your ability. I just don't think that any of the teams that are requiring a quarterback right now are good enough with you. They don't have the other pieces also.
No.
So I just don't think that if that's what you're looking to do here, I don't even think you with the Steelers gets them to a Super Bowl.
No, he would have to join like the Chiefs.
Yeah.
And exactly.
So we'll be keeping our ears open for Aaron Rodgers news, maybe on the draft. Maybe we'll hear it at the NBA or the NFL draft next week.
You could hear from the NBA draft too.
Possibly.
But maybe.
Yeah, we're not gonna put that out there. But we're gonna hold the draft talk just for 1 second. We got UFC is ending their deal with ESPN and will be on the market for their distribution rights.
Ooh, yeah.
I've heard the price is $1 billion, which Netflix paid that money for WWE. That is the front runner in winning UFC.
That makes sense because
where pay-per-views will be part of Netflix.
Honestly, I'd love that as a consumer, but that just means
Netflix.
That just means they're going to raise the monthly price. It's going to be $50 a month.
But at that, I mean, if you're not, I'm already paying the $30. I would pay $50 if it ensured that I don't have to pay $80 for a UFC card every month.
That's true. If the frequency of the UFC cards
is monthly
remains, yeah, I can see that paying off. And with them already being under the same parent company where they merged,
TKO Group,
that makes too much sense. The only other one I could see putting up that price tag is like Apple. If they put it on Apple, fucking.
That's interesting. I didn't think about Apple.
Like they do
made
MLS.
a run for the Sunday ticket.
Yeah, that's the only other. Hulu's not going to do it. Paramount's not going to do it.
God, and make those Android pussies fucking want to kill themselves.
Peacock absolutely cannot fucking do it.
Man, fucking Android people suck. If I get a green text message, I want to vomit. Did you know that they wanted to go to like court over that with Apple?
Oh, really?
That their messages look different and that it made like a negative like to their company and stuff because like people will be like, I don't want to respond to green bubbles. I don't. Makes me sick. You should have an iPhone.
It definitely makes you think it's an automatic scammer.
Yeah, I think like, what are you fucking? I don't like it.
I don't like it either. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Did Ashton Genty drop a bar or mortgage his career promising Saquon-like success too early? He released a letter to the Players Tribune today for all teams interested in drafting him. And it's I'll read it here for you guys.
Please do that.
I have taken the long way. I'm done with that way. If you pick me, it's simple. I'm coming to your franchise to do what Saquon and the Eagles just did. I'm coming to win. Big. Soon. It's tackle football. You know what I am saying? I draft the guy they can't tackle. Thank you for your time, Ashton Ginty. And that's, his letter.
Wow.
A lot of words there. Let's take it in. He's very, in your face with it. Very confident, which I think, honestly, NFL teams do want to see a person who's confident and not a guy who's like, I don't know if I'm going to make it in the NFL, this guy. But will that welcome to the NFL moment really change his perspective on how this year is going to go?
Do you think everyone just heard Josh Allen's story and is like, I'm just going to try that? I'm just going to just do a shotgun approach, cast a bunch of fucking lines, see what reels in.
It did work with Josh Allen. He's a beloved player. I love Josh Allen.
Exactly. Do you think everyone's just like, I'm going to be the next Josh Allen?
So the Raiders are the leading person in drafting Ginty at number 6.
Mm-hmm.
I think that might kind of put a diminishment there to like whether you're going to be a Josh Allen-sized player, because I don't think those players happen for the Raiders. Max Crosby's, he's a likable guy. The dudes like him, but like I think there's probably a lot of people that are like, I don't mind his tattoos too much.
Who the Raiders just pick up for their quarterback?
They traded for Geno Smith, West Virginia guy.
That's right, Geno. Man, not only you.
Signed him to a new contract as well.
He's past his prime, man. Any team that picks up Geno, you're just not going to get those numbers.
Their coaching staff this year, Pete Carroll, offensive coordinator, Chip Kelly, former Oregon coach.
I don't like any of that stuff.
LaShawn McCoy said he was a racist.
That makes sense for Las Vegas. I just don't see it happening this year. He could be picked up by the Raiders, and I can see him gone by next season.
People are also saying maybe Shador at number 6 to the Raiders. He can train under Geno for a year, maybe, probably half a year. When they start losing, they'll be like, get Geno out of there, put Shador in. But Shador's training in Vegas right now.
Okay.
So yeah, it's convenient for him, and it's not far from Denver and his family, so they think that's
And Geno's got the legs on him. He's not the most runningest quarterback, like fucking Lamar.
The other teams really don't expect it when he takes off, so that kind of helps him.
He can't take off, and I think that's actually, if he does give a mentorship program to him, I can see the Raiders being a fucking competitor here in about 5 years.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially, I think Shador. What also that would do is his main trainer since his adult life has been Tom Brady.
Oh yeah.
So Tom Brady's the part owner of the Raiders, and that would he'd get to.
That falls too much in line.
Yeah,
that's too good.
They have the best scouting report on Shador out of any team in the league because they've got somebody that's known him his whole time playing football, ever. And I mean,
that's pretty much a done deal.
He's my goat for at minimum QBs. I'd love Josh Allen's not there yet. He's only like 4 or 5 years into his career. But Tom Brady put up a hell of a career.
Josh Allen.
He got them rings.
Yeah, Josh Allen needs a fucking championship.
He needs some bling bling.
He doesn't have dick yet.
Yeah. Josh, you got to get you some bling bling, brother. He did put some bling on his fiance's finger, Haley Steinfeld. Yep. Congratulations, Josh. This is our third time. Congratulations, Josh.
Good job.
She's a hell of a woman. All right. But we are going to get on to our next thing here. It should be our last thing here. Let's see what it was. The NFL draft next week. Tommy, we're going to do our last mock drafts for our teams here.
Oh, yeah. I got some notes here.
Panthers, who are they taking round 1?
Give me 1 second. I can pull up yours. Tell me yours because I brought my notes.
For 1, I'm kind of split because we don't have that many draft picks. I don't think we have a second. Or maybe we have a first and second. We don't have a third and fourth. We traded a lot of our draft picks for like Debo Samuel and things like that, weapons that I'm very excited about. I want Mike Green. If Mike Green slides to 28 to us from Marshall University, I'll take Mike Green. If not, it's a little bit early. Cam Scatabo out of Arizona State. I like Cam. And, yeah, I think that's the two I would like out of the first round. And then I hope we draft Gabe Taylor later, Sean Taylor's little brother.
It's pie in the sky, but I would love to have Travis Hunter on the Panthers. I know.
He's not going to slide to 9. He's going to go like 1 or 2.
You don't know that.
All right, Tommy. Shits and gigs. If Travis doesn't slide down there, who do you think now?
Oh, man. I don't know. Fucking, it doesn't even matter.
It doesn't even matter if you guys don't even pick. Fucking idiots, man. All right.
That's kind of where I'm at.
All right. I think we covered everything here for the week. We're going to go on to our next segment. Hear me out.
Hear me out.
All right, guys, hear me out. This is something that it's kind of a pet peeve of mine as we move into the age of participation trophies. I become the old head on a milk crate preaching to the wind that we're setting up our future generations for failure, and they're going to be pumped about it. They're going to give themselves a trophy about failing. The NBA has, since 2020, has conceived this play-in tournament. Adam Silver's goal is to make the teams that are out of the playoff contention later in the season have a reason to still fight, to compete, other than it being their jobs that they're paid for. It's crazy we have to find extra motivation when that's what you're paid to do, and that isn't enough. So this tournament lays out like this. 7 through 10th ranked in a conference. 7 and 8 plays for a spot in the tournament. If they win, whoever wins that game becomes the 7th seed. The loser would play the winner of the 9th and 10th ranking game for another chance to become the 8th seed in the playoffs. I think it actually diminishes the worth of the regular season because anyone that are in that 7 through 10 range can allow themselves to lax enough that they still stay in the play-in tournament, get their rest minutes, their their offload management ready for the postseason, and it just diminishes the rankings honestly between 7 and 10 because as long as you're landing in there, you're still getting an opportunity to go to the playoff. I think it's dumb. I think the regular system works. I think it gives obviously the regular season more drive to get those games, to win those games, to make sure you're not 9 through whatever to miss the playoffs. I think it's garbage. And if you look at it, the same teams are making the play-in game every year. It's not like upping the parity of the league to where you see maybe a smaller market team go into the playoffs and have a run. You're just seeing the Bulls lose every year in the play-in game. You're seeing teams like the Pelicans and the Magic, who won last night, congratulations, hit these play-in games, and honestly it's just becoming like you're seeing the same teams in them and losing. This year, I guess, Steph and them from having a so-so season has landed in that spot and will probably exceed in that spot because now they have Jimmy Butler and are on a roll. So for them, it paid off. I think it paid off once for the Lakers as well in 2020. It got them into the playoffs. But I think it's just coddling people. Like, we don't need more playoff spots. You need to make those playoff spots worth something by making them limited. They're more rare. Just like in the world of anything else. If there's less of them, they're worth more. So I think that's just, it goes easy to say, the more playoff spots you add, why would you work harder to be a better spot? You're still going to the playoffs. Yeah, some teams will be scared of better teams earlier in the playoffs. But if your plan is to go to the finals, you're going to have to verse the best teams. As a professional athlete, you should feel confident that against the best teams, you're in the same league. They're not a league above you. You're in the same league all season. So you shouldn't be scared of any of them except the Celtics. We fucking rock. But yeah, anyways, you're doing all of this just to lose to the Celtics in the playoffs, and we're going to win the ship. So I don't know how lucky you're feeling, but the Celtics are going to win it all and fuck the playing games.
Hear me out. We all like the Duke Blue Devils. It's a cool mascot. He does some fun things. But I think we need to take it a step further. We need more religious-based mascots. Think about it. It's Easter's coming around. We're all reminded of Jesus doing his thing, coming back from the dead. Really cool. And I just think we can incorporate more religious things into our sports. You already have like the angels and whatnot, but take it a step further. Incorporate some other religions. Maybe like the Swarming Mormons for BYU. Why the fuck are they Cougars? Brigham Young University Cougars? What the fuck they pulled that out of? There's not even Cougars in fucking Utah. There's mountain lions. Which I know Cougar mountain lions ain't fucking thing, but it's really a fucking stretch. No, I think if you look at it like Buddhism and Hinduism is fucking wild. They have some like 8-armed fucking elephant people that travel dimensions. That'd be a great fucking mascot. It'd go great on a shirt. Not sure what you'd call it, but it'd be really fucking cool. Yeah, I think the suicide bombers would be a tad much, but it'd be really intimidating, especially if you go against like the fucking Christians or something. I just think tons of possibilities. And when you really get down to the heart of it, what is a mascot? It's a representation of a culture, of a community. You're giving pride, like the Redskins. Those are there to show that you are proud of your Native American heritage. The same can be true of your religion. It's just showing pride. It's not mocking it. It's not making fun of anything. And honestly, Notre Dame, the fucking Fighting Irish, it's a little dumb to be the Fighting Irish. Be Catholic and just be where you are, so everyone can make those funny signs about you touching little boys. You goddamn kid diddlers.
Guys, let's fireside chat this. Hear me out. Everyone is talking about how the NIL is ruining college football. And at first, I disagreed. I'll be honest with you. I'll say, nah, I was on the side of the players. They deserve money for what they're doing because the schools are profiting so heavily off of their name, likeness, and football playing ability, sports playing ability, basketball, whatever it may be. What's got it going in the national spotlight through the media outlets right now is Nico Iamaleava has now been, I guess, withdrawn from Tennessee after he tried to do a holdout on training camp and say he was not going to play until they doubled his previous offer of $2 million a year to $4 million a year, causing the team obviously to be like, that's where your focus lies, things like that. It's a bad locker room environment. So they have dismissed him because of him trying to hold out for more money. It's straight up garbage. The dude is a sophomore. I'm not saying it's like the $4 million is like the bugaboo hold up here. I think, one, it's showing the glaring hole that everyone is speaking about, that there's not enough rules to this NIL thing. I think just like professional football, give each team a cap. That's how you make it the most even. And I think in the end what you want is parity so that, Alabama can't put out a $50 million to $100 million roster when no other schools could afford a $100 million roster. So what you do is you put in a cap. And then that way you have to distribute the cap amongst the players, make it their salary. If they want to go out and use their own time to get marketing deals with Nike and shoot promos, local car dealerships, have that be on them. But to make it part of the NIL deal, because most of these NIL deals, they're not contracts with the school. They're contracts with third parties or donors that want to say, like we'll go here, Dave at Barstool, for him to donate money to the Michigan NIL to get them a quarterback, he is actually giving them a overpaid position with Barstool where maybe they will do a podcast a week, blah, blah, blah. But for that time period, they were paid however many $1 million for all of that, but it's for them playing football. I think you make it a cap room with a salary, make them employees of the college, and then that way it works out better because you can, one, have some parity between, if boosters are still going to give the marketing deals to draw the better teams, let that be its own thing that they have to pay taxes on, things like that. And you don't have to involve the school. You won't see a player like Nico going to the head coach saying, I want $4 million for my marketing deals. Like, dude, you're on the fucking field when we play. Yeah, we have commercials for you, highlights, things like that. We sell your jersey, but we're not wanting to pay for the marketing promotion that you're going to do for a third party car lot. Like, take it up with them if you want more money for those appearances. And one, I've hearing a glaring thing is, a lot of them don't do what they are promised to do because in their head, the $1 million or $2 million from the NIL is coming for them playing football, and it's not. On paper, it is coming from you doing marketing deals, commercials, autograph signings, meet and greets. So, like, if you don't do those and still play football, the school should have every right to be like, you're not getting a fucking dime because you're being paid for the marketing thing and you didn't do any of it. You didn't come through on your end. I think that's going to also be an accountability thing when the players go to the pros, is that if they're not being accountable for their contracts they're holding, for their NIL deals or whatever that may be, and you're still getting the money, how are you going to be accountable for fucking anything? Everyone's caved to you your whole adult life based on your football playing ability. Listen, if you don't make an NFL roster because you're not good enough, but you were good enough in college football, we'll give you that. Are you going to go around expecting the normal fucking world to give you handouts because you were good at football? No, this will teach you the lesson of, if you're not doing everything you're supposed to do, staying on top of the game, training, being on top of your play calls, studying film, then you will fucking work at McDonald's. You won't have a State Farm deal. You will work at State Farm. So I think it teaches them, that sense of, because one, having to do their own marketing deals and things like that, they have to go pursue those. So if they want Nike or whatever, if Nike hasn't reached out, they have to reach out and be like, hey, I want to be a Nike athlete. How can I apply? Is my platform big enough? Do I have enough followers? Good enough play? Things like that. It teaches them to be adult about that. Also, planning ahead to make sure they get their schoolwork and things like that done. I think they need to be employees of the school and make a cap. That's how you make it fair. Right now, NIL is a fucking mess. Kirk Herbstreit said it. There's just no fucking rules. Nick Saban quit coaching because of one of the greatest coaches of all time from West by God has quit football because of the fucking anarchy that's happening down with the NIL. So let's fix it, guys, before it becomes a glaring issue. More glaring than it is and ruins a sport that we all love. Let's get it done, guys. Let's get it done.
Hear me out. We need to quit taking jobs away from animals. I'm talking about the greyhound racing and the horse racing. I'm tired of fucking PETA and all these fucking activists saying, oh, these animals are being mistreated, abused. These are some of the most well taken care of animals in the fucking world. They get tons of love and whatnot, as long as they're winners, of course. The losers can go be fucking glued, doesn't matter. But these are some of the funnest times you can have. It's awesome to take these animals, horses, dogs, and see how fast we can make them. I think we need to expand it. I think we need more animal races and more variety. Think about it. How cool would it be if we took cheetahs, the world's fastest fucking land animal, and actually trained them and got them as fast as humanly fucking possible? That'd be wild. We can do bears. We can do gorillas. Anything. Think about it. Just take a bear, sedate it, put some weights on it, wake it back up, let it crawl around, do its normal thing, sedate it, put some heavier weights, and do that process until it got as strong as humanly possible. That thing would be a fucking unit. Then race it. I just think it'd be a lot of fun and all kinds of possibilities. This is my thought.
This one is not a negative, hear me out. This is a positive one where we rejoice. I'll tell you what we're lucky for. It is Wrestlemania weekend. And by slight coincidence, it is on the weekend of 420 again. I'm just saying that's good planning. As a lot of the adult wrestling fans do partake in vitamins and the sage and such. So, that's just a happy accident, as Bob Ross would put it. WrestleMania weekend. Let's talk about the whole weekend, the whole accompaniment of the event. WrestleMania weekend starts with WWE World, which is a 2-day fan expo that starts on Thursday and goes into Friday. That's a good 2 days. You get meet and greets there. You can get autographs. You can see different vendors. There's a WWE shop where you can actually go into a pop-up store and buy WWE merchandise. It's awesome. Let's go to Friday. You go to WWE World. That night, what are we doing? The last SmackDown before WrestleMania. A grandest event. You're seeing the build-up, the final last moments of a build-up for all these WrestleMania matches. It is a high-energy episode of SmackDown. What are you going to do with all that high energy immediately after? Go out? No. You're going to stick your ass right in that fucking seat because you have the Hall of Fame ceremony immediately after where you get to see the greats of WWE enshrined forever in the annals of WWE history. Greats like Muhammad Ali are in the WWE Hall of Fame. We have other greats like Cactus Jack, Mick Foley, Mankind. That man is in the Hall of Fame. Rocky Maivia, or if you guys don't know him by his whole name, The Rock is in the Hall of Fame. Triple H is joining the Hall of Fame this year. It is Ric Flair. These are the names that you would get your name etched alongside of at that event. It is just it's a dope event to see your favorite people tell stories and tell their induction speech. But also it's a very emotional event if you see one of your favorite wrestlers that you've watched for 10, 20 years. Finally, all their work that you've enjoyed throughout their career is paying off for them in a way that it's just like a culmination of their whole career being celebrated, and that's awesome. So we go into the next day. That's probably a late night. You're probably going to want to get sleep. Nah. NXT Stand and Deliver. NXT is run by Shawn Michaels, and it's been a hell of a product. Arguably, they have the best women's division in all of wrestling. They have a pay-per-view in the morning that morning. NXT Stand and Deliver always delivers. You then, what are you going to do that night? You get a little bit of rest time in between, but what are you going to do that night? WrestleMania Night 1. WrestleMania Night 1 is loaded. The card is loaded, but not overloaded because you have a WrestleMania Night 2 as well. Jeez. So you go into Sunday. You have WrestleMania Night 2. You get to rest a little bit of Sunday morning. Go to church if you want to. You don't have to. And then, is it over on night 2? WrestleMania weekend is over? It's Sunday. No. In the same venue, you get the Raw after WrestleMania right then. That is a 4-day fan experience. That is a cultural phenomenon. This electric factory of events is just sitting there. It is for a wrestling fan, it's probably the best destination vacation that you could have, as you don't need to build an itinerary. It is built for you. And it is just all of your favorite things as a wrestling WWE fan that you could want to see, be a part of. It's just an awesome weekend. But even staying at home, watching it on the TV like I will be doing this year, it's one of my favorite weekends of the year. It's a holiday experience for me. I look forward to it every year. And I just want to say to the wrestling fans out there, guys, enjoy this weekend. Happy Easter on Sunday. We also have 420 this weekend if you partake. So, dude. But enjoy this weekend, guys. It is a great time to feel merry and happy. And don't let anyone take anything from you, because the wrestling haters are out there and they exist. You know, why don't you just tell them to go fudge themselves, those mother fudgers. And happy WrestleMania, guys. Thank you.
Hear me out. Some of the best parts of sports is when people score. The celebrations, the excitement. It's what people live for. We like scoring. So I think we need more of it in sports. So how do we do that? I think we should incentivize specialty shots. I'm talking things like dunking, nothing but net shots, things of that nature, things that require extra skill. Just give some extra points. When you shoot a nothing but net shot, I think maybe you get 1 extra point, make it 3, 4 points. And dunking, I think we should encourage it. And think about it, you should get extra points for the humiliation of just being able to dribble up and fucking just slam the ball up there. No one guards you, no one can fucking stop you. You just put your nuts in some other guy's face. You should be rewarded for that. I think you should get some extra points, and that other guy, you should have to go fuck his wife. I don't know, something. But I think we need some more incentivization for these specialty scores.
The more you know, moment of the show. Did you know?
WrestleMania 2 took place in 3 cities, and it was kind of a mess. It was held simultaneously in New York, Chicago, and Los Angeles. Each location got its own set of matches and a main event. The time delays and broadcast coordination made it super awkward, and it was never attempted again.
The more you know.
Lamar Jackson in past weeks has made news by suing Dale Earnhardt Jr. for the copyright on the number 8. Not so fast, says the Count from Sesame Street. I called dibs. Ha, 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 ha.
California minor league baseball team, the Sacramento River Cats, are in hot water after trying to use the name the Gold Diggers for a promotional 3-day period to show homage to California's gold miner rushing days. When quoted asking, the general manager said, "We may not be some gold diggers, but we're not messing with no broke pitchers."
Vice President J.D. Vance has been a topic of discussion on media and social media outlets this week for dropping the college football playoff national championship trophy live on television when the Buckeyes were visited the White House. Turns out J.D.'s Butterfingers was also an issue during his Little League sports, which inevitably led to his mom's drug addiction mentioned in his memoir, A Hillbilly Elegy. This reporter is not surprised as God already threw the trophy on the ground by giving it to the Buckeyes. Nico Iamaleava has become the latest major prospect to hit the transfer portal. The QB leaves Tennessee after his freshman year where he attempted a holdout from training camp where he demanded $4 million for next season. Strange. NIL is exactly what Nico is set to receive next season. Nil. Breaking news! Nico has signed an NIL deal with Netflix and will play at a JUCO level and appear on the next season of Last Chance U.
In recent news, President Donald Trump has just released his most recent physical results, showing his weight and height, along with other details including his scarred ear and his cognitive exam. These results have been under scrutiny because they showed that his stature is very similar to NFL player DK Metcalf, but not only in how they play football, but because Metcalf runs through linebackers like Trump runs through indictments.
Sad news coming out of the Memphis Grizzlies locker room about a prolific point guard who has seemingly relapsed on national television. Ja Morant had to seek professional help in previous seasons to overcome a horrible addiction to brandishing firearms on social media. The latest relapse being in terms of celebrating scoring in-game by shooting the opposing team's bench with an imaginary sawed-off shotgun, and the next evening with a automatic rifle. Similar to a heroin addict, sadly we report, it ends with him shooting up the other team with imaginary firearms. So sad.
The more you know, moment of the show. Did you know?
The shortest WrestleMania match in history is technically 4 seconds. The Demon Kane defeated Chavo Guerrero at WrestleMania 24 in 11 seconds officially. But the bell-to-bell time was actually 4 seconds after Kane ambushed him before the match.
The more you know.
Big news in the world of pop culture. Children can now rejoice as star Lakers player LeBron James will be the first pro athlete to be made into a Ken doll for Barbie. Kids will have to keep in mind that you can only play with the doll 3 days of the week for load management reasons.
In international news, Former UFC champion Conor McGregor has failed to launch his most recent meme coin after not enough people bought it at launch. Unfortunately, Conor McGregor had more people buying his crypto than he had defending him after his rape trial.
Snow flurries in Orlando? On the live airing of the Orlando Magic's play-in game, a well-endowed lady was seen with a suspicious bag behind the Magic's bench. Hell yeah. If I was on The Bachelor, I know who I would give all of my roses to.
Alrighty, for this next one, we've got a special one. We've got a live interview with an active legend in the WWE minor league. That's right, we've got Shane Kryzak here with us today. Shane, how you doing, man?
I'm doing very well, my friends. How are you both doing?
We are doing well, brother. So we brought you in. It is Wrestlemania week. Wrestling is at the height of its pop culture within a year. It's pretty much our weekend to celebrate. Also 420, which is awesome, lined up for us.
Blaze it.
So we brought you on today to talk to the viewers and kind of tell them about the indie scene in West Virginia, kind of your career in the business, your journey through it. We'll just start there.
Absolutely. I mean, nothing gets me more excited than taking any opportunity I can to share my love with the local scene in West Virginia. We've been truly blessed over the last few years to see a huge boom in not just quality, but in quantity of professional wrestling options here in the state. And it's never been a better time to go out and experience a local indie show. Definitely very near somebody watching.
So just for the viewers, would you say that there is a difference maybe in the type of show that you're seeing or that you guys are putting on that would be different from the WWE or AEW product that they're seeing on weekly television? Absolutely, Jerry, and a world of difference in that what you see on television is everything turned up to its highest value, its highest production, and it's always going to emphasize how it can gain the most out of its audience. Whereas on the independent scene, when you go to a local show at a gymnasium or a rec center, you're definitely going to be much closer to the action. You're going to be much more involved. The characters are going to be able to take their time to connect with you on a much more personable level that you wouldn't get at these big shows. I mean, look at the meet and greets, look at the long lines, look at all this stuff you have to go through just to get a quick picture and an autograph from the guys on TV. And of course, they've earned that. But at the local level, on the independents, you will have all of the time before, after, and during that show to connect with your favorite wrestler, to talk to your favorite wrestler, and find new and creative ways to support your favorite wrestler. I think that relationship, that mutual relationship, is what defines independent pro wrestling, and for my money, makes it the better experience for the viewer. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it definitely seems like a more immersive experience down.
Oh, yeah.
Also, the wrestlers kind of care more about the local people more than a famous guy that's kind of rolling through. You've seen millions of people, do the fan thing with him and probably kind of over that part.
Oh, yeah. How many of those WWE wrestlers, after so long, all those Make-A-Wish kids, they just start to run together. You can't even tell them apart.
They're just all have death counters on.
Exactly. They're all bald.
John Cena's done over 100,000, I think, now.
Exactly. They all wear the same Spider-Man T-shirts. I mean...
And it's kind of lazy. They couldn't even see him.
Couldn't even see him.
It feels
so Cody or Shane, with new people coming into the sport who's never really experienced this, where would you give advice for those people coming into what to expect or what to anticipate,
or maybe where they could start?
Both great questions. I'll start with the concept of being as open-minded as possible, because every independent show is going to have a unique feeling and flavor based on where you are and what that established audience is going to be responding to. Because again, where we have these tighter knit communities and audiences, we're able to feel and feed off of that energy much easier than when you have a mixed bag of emotional reactions. So those performers on the independent level are going to know what to do and what to show the audience much better, and be a little bit more in tune with that consistently over time. And so you never know what you're going to get coming in as a new fan to these shows. And that's sort of the best thing. You can predict with almost certainty what you're going to see on TV from one week to the next. But the independents have such a wide array of talented individuals with unique characteristics. You're always in for something new, something fun, and something memorable every time you walk into an independent show. And Jay, to tell people where they can start, I can tell you personally, I know Wrestlemania is going to get everybody excited. You're going to see 2 great days of lots of wrestling action you're going to get this feeling of wonder. How can I can continue this? How can I push this through? And the best answer I've got for you is April 26th here in West Virginia. We have in Harrison County, in Clarksburg, West Virginia, it's 43 Recreation Drive. I've got the address for you folks. At the parks, or at the Harrison County Parks and Rec Center, we've got a hoss fight tournament. A hoss fight tournament. Now, everybody loves a good hoss fight. And we've got a tournament for real shoot wrestling happening in Harrison County. And what makes it even better, this is a free show. You can show up and attend to this show. No cost to you. The Parks and Rec department down there has been so supportive of what we do that they're giving us the opportunity to really put on a great show for everybody. So I'd encourage anybody who's seeing this, anybody who's even slightly interested in what the local scene has to offer, you will find the best of it right there, April 26th.
Yeah, that's pretty cool that they're, the local administration is putting on things like that to do for the kids and things.
Thank Christ. Yeah. I'm tired of these free fucking Easter egg hunts, and that's all they're fucking is for the children. Yeah. Finally, something for me to get a beer at.
Yeah, and see a guy get hit over the head with a fucking chair.
Right?
That's what's up.
That's what I want to see.
So, with the indie circuit, would you say it operates more like the old wrestling, where it's kind of like regional, and then there's like, certain companies participate only in like certain regions for the most part?
Certainly, it's got a very old school territorial feel to it, where all localized circuits have their guys who are established, but maybe those guys will travel into new markets and they'll be brand new to this audience. And that forces guys to work within new parameters and expand what they're doing. And that makes people so much better. A lot of the issues, I'll put it out, a lot of the issues with what people are seeing on TV today come from guys learning at the same place, doing the same things, taught by the same folks. Now, these are the best minds in the business they're learning from, but they are the same minds. Whereas we have folks on the independent level who are traveling from one side of this country to the other, and then even further beyond, just to get better at this, nothing else. And that is molding some tremendously talented individuals at a time where athleticism in your average person is at an all-time peak. So we are seeing some of the absolute best professional wrestling on the independent level that we've ever seen. And I mean that professional wrestling, a big difference from the sports entertainment you might see. Real, true, honest wrestling.
Absolutely, yeah. So kind of what he's hinting to viewers would be like Wrestlemania, or not Wrestlemania, but WWE events, how they kind of have to be more tame for the newer rules of television and things like that. It's not what wrestling was at its roots. You kind of see that more in indie matches or indie cards, things like that, where you can see like the older matches, like tables matches, death matches. Is that what they're called?
Nick
Gage.
We have so much more opportunity to present our art as we want it, as we want to, as we control it, as we see it. And there's not as many not as many cooks in the kitchen. Guys have the freedom to present their style as they are and let the audience judge. And I'll tell you, it's very easy. You go to shows here in West Virginia. You present one style, and then you go over to Ohio, try the same thing, and that audience isn't going to bite. It takes something different everywhere you go, and guys have to learn that and adjust to it. And that's what these localized events allow us to do. You travel to these new places and you experience these new depths that they're willing to take it to. And I've seen, I'm telling you, some of the absolute craziest things traveling to these independent shows, and nothing touches it. Nothing touches it on television.
All right, Tommy's got a question.
That's great. I'm glad you brought that up about not too many cooks in the kitchen. How could you speak to the difficulties or the challenges of when you go to these places? It's a smaller market, so you don't really have that huge crowd where you have one wrestler, like let's say the WWE. He may be an asshole to this small group, but to a larger group, he's more loved.
Face.
And so with the smaller group, you really don't have that varying fan base. How do you guys deal with that kind of small esoteric group?
It can be difficult to walk that line, right? To find the balance between satisfying the group that is a little bit more nuanced, a little bit more hard to please, and also producing something that is en masse marketable. And the answer that I have here may not be a popular one or a helpful one, but I will tell you the answer that I give to guys anyway, that you have to personally decide what with your, whether that is your personal wrestling performance, your business, your industry, your company, whatever it be, you have to personally decide how much you want to present your art form and how much you want to commercialize your art form. Because I believe these are usually mutually exclusive. What most people like and want to consume is not something that is fun to produce. And so you have to find this balancing point of what is fun for you to produce is also fun for people to consume. And it's tricky. It can be very difficult. It's definitely never straightforward. But you have to sort of push yourself along into that line, into what you want to be doing. I think it's always better to follow the passion and the importance of it and find the group that connects with that and attach to that. Whether that be a heel work or face work, whatever fits you better and you do better, even if people aren't into it directly. We see with long-term characters like John Cena and Roman Reigns, eventually people tend to come around to these folks who put in the work, put in the time, and do the effort.
Jay, what do you know about Jay, what would you say about doing something even though it only appeals to a few small people and trying to grow to a small market? Do you know anything that could be
No, I think we have plenty of viewers on the weekly basis. But yeah, we get that to try to get that regional buy-in and things like that, and how you have to kind of cater regionally first before you can call yourself nationally a national presentation. So we definitely understand that regional thing. I mean, personally, I don't know if I'm a basic bitch here, but I think I would be a heel every day. I don't want to be the hero. I want to be the villain. Like, I feel like it's way easier to get that crowd to boo me than to cheer me on. And I know I can get them to boo. I'm getting them going nuts.
Yeah, if I was allowed to cheat in a sport, I definitely would.
Yeah.
At that point, it's not even cheating. It's just part of it.
So you're just telling me the villains are the smart people? Like, they know how to use the rules? Come on.
Exactly. Has anyone ever actually tried using a gun?
No. Rowdy Roddy carried one with him, but that's because he got stabbed.
That's true. That fan fucking tried to stab him.
You got to be ready for those situations where you might need it. But as far as I know, it doesn't happen, right?
Everyone knows gun beats knife.
It's true.
All right. So, yeah, kind of, this is just something I've wanted to ask you since I've known you for a long time. You've been doing this for how many years now?
I just passed my 10th year in the business. I'm working on 11 now.
That's what's up. Yeah. So, when you first started, you had a tag team partner, Christian Cobain. Yeah.
So
we all know him. That didn't end too well, from what I'm afraid. How was that cage match where you kind of have a good storyline built up, and this is your finale to end that story?
I mean, there's so much to talk about just in that match alone. From start to finish, everything we set out to do was to challenge the very rules of what we were taught professional wrestling is supposed to be. I mean, watching that full match, if anyone takes the time to do it, and it's available out there on YouTube, but if you take the time to watch that full match, it starts off with a suplex from the top of the cage. Something that should be so reserved is at beginning, right? Something that you would typically we begin with, and to really flip the narrative on its head is because the build up to it was so intense, and the rivalry was so important that the moves which we did and attempted didn't matter. It was the ride the audience went along to watch this happen. And I think about that cage match all the time. And there's one particular part of it where I say, I don't know how we both did not die, in that I secured a rear naked choke as he was scaling the side of the cage. And of course, on the independents, as we say, these are much more localized markets. So the cages aren't always as thoroughly reinforced. And I remember feeling my feet start to dangle as the cage bowed back over the center of the ring. And I was just thankful we didn't tear the whole thing down. Cobain managed to let go just in time, although he did fall all the way down off the side of that cage directly on top of me. So again, I don't know how none of us got hurt, and somehow we wound up okay on the other side of that. But again, when I think about that match, I think about the emotions going into it, and the buildup and swelling of reaction once we finished everything, and how the crowd erupted after I finally was able to choke him out and end this close to year-long storyline. It stays very close to me, and of course, personally, I have so much love for Michael Hanna, the man behind that character, and it keeps me connected to him, to have shared that moment together.
Yeah, absolutely. Y'all started training in the business together, really. So to have such a good finale that kind of completed the storyline but stayed true to y'all's storyline is pretty cool. I remember seeing the match. It was a pretty good match. But it's good that you bring up the fact that, you know, that your whole time through the storyline is that y'all were trying to do what wrestling didn't do, and then how you started the match was a reflection of that. Also, as an excitement builder. When you're watching wrestling, you always assume it's on an upward climb. So when it starts out that way, you're like, "What the fuck are we about to watch? Like, this shit's about to get crazy."
Right.
So that was extremely well put together on y'all's part.
And those rare moments where you can create something like that, it has to be done sort of perfectly. You have to sort of speak the same language when you're trying to do these things. And the freedom that the independent scene allows us to create what we wanted to do is what made that so special. People knew what they were seeing was our story, our emotions, our feelings put forth in this artwork, and they responded to it. And when people do respond to that, it gives you the best sensation, the best feeling to know you created something, people reacted to it, and it worked.
Yeah, and at that point you have fan buy-in, essentially, because they're invested emotionally into what's going on, or that they at least care enough to watch and understand what's going on because they've had to watch the storyline unfold.
Oh yeah,
things like that.
big time.
All right, man. So it is wrestling week, or Wrestlemania week, huge week. We're gonna go ahead and just see where you're feeling on some picks for Wrestlemania. There's some big matches. Honestly, I think this is one of the better build-ups in recent memory. Triple H kind of started at WrestleMania last year, and then this was his actually first year to build up to WrestleMania. I think he's done a good job. So on night one, we have Roman Reigns versus CM Punk versus Seth Rollins. 3 years ago, if you said that, I'd say no fucking way that's going to happen. CM Punk's not coming back. Here we are. Who are you pulling for in this fight? And then I guess if it is different, who are you wanting, or who do you think is taking this one home?
When I think about the significance of this match and all of the dynamics going into it and the way they built everything so wonderfully, I really feel like I've got to take the pick of Seth Rollins winning that match, simply simply for the fact that anytime there's a heist to be pulled, there's something unexpected. The way this feels like a fight between CM Punk and Roman Reigns over Paul Heyman, it really feels like that's the perfect opportunity. The overlooking of Seth Rollins is usually the downfall of most people. And that's what I want to see. I think that's a great way to go with it. I think that's an exciting, enticing way to pull me in and make me see, because WrestleMania is supposed to sure be about this big explosion of finality, of payoffs, but it's sometimes fun to see a seed continue to grow. We've got to have some things to continue off of after that, and I'd like to see where we go after.
So we're not going to reveal our picks because we actually have a Blitz the Book segment coming up. But my thoughts on this, the feud build up to this, is just kind of my knowledge of the wrestling. I've never trained, but I understand how everything works and the inner workings of that. The amount of damage Seth Rollins is dealing up in these lead-outs, I have a feeling he's going to take some crazy bumps in this match. Because I feel like they're letting him get the shots before, and they're like, because on WrestleMania, we're going to fuck you up.
It's comeuppance. You got to give him his comeuppance always.
Yeah. So that's where I'm kind of leaning. I would love Seth to win. As he says, he's trying to save wrestling right now. He can't let people like Roman Reigns and CM Punk run wrestling roughshod and just show up whenever they want. So I also, obviously, a man of the people, a visionary, a revolutionary Seth Rollins. That's who I would like to see, but do I think they're going to win? They're going to have to wait for the next segment for that one. For the same night, we have Cody's holding the WWE Universal Championship, and he is versing John Cena, who is back, and he's not been the fan of many people. I'm a heel guy. I like John Cena, but he's made his he's running over some people. What do you think about this one?
I mean, here's where I've got sort of a split opinion. On the one side, I think the traditional story of the heel winning that championship and the babyface chasing after him is such a classic moneymaker that you can't pass it up, especially when you have John Cena as the biggest, baddest guy of all time. Outside of Bash at the Beach, 96, Hulk Hogan, right? Outside of the major heel turn, there may not have been a bigger heel turn. So I think this is the great opportunity for them to let Cena get that win, get that extra championship, cement his place at the top of the mountain, and run with it until he decides he's ready to be done. But I love Cody Rhodes, man. I love Cody Rhodes. I can't get enough of Cody Rhodes. I'd love to see him still pull that out, get another big time WrestleMania win. I mean, he could win forever, never lose, and I'd be a happy guy. So I'm going to be split down the middle. Either way, I'll be satisfied certainly, but I know I'm going to be pulling for Cody Rhodes when I'm watching. Definitely.
Absolutely, yeah. So I'm one of those bums that reads the dirt sheets. So I have my predictions on things that could happen. I think Ric Flair may show up because that's a thing. John Cena wins one more, he passes Ric Flair.
That record.
Yeah. So he may come help Cody just to protect his record a little bit. Does The Rock show up? The final boss?
Ooh, probably.
Or Travis Scott, who, really put a beating on Cody's face, bruised his face up.
Like the Travis Scott?
Yeah.
Like Antidote?
Huh?
Like Travis Scott the rapper?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. He said he's got a wrestling ring put in every one of his houses because he wants to do a WWE match.
That's weird. That's a weird thing for a guy to do.
I know. And he's dating a Jenner. Isn't that nuts?
And he killed like 3 people at his concert. That's fucked up too. Astro World, never forget.
Never forget.
Astro World was like the 9/11 of concerts.
Jesus Christ. It's like the Burning Man of not Burning Man.
Shane, what was the 9/11 of wrestling for you?
Was it Owen Hart falling from the ceiling? And if it wasn't, why wasn't it Owen Hart falling from the ceiling?
What do you have against Owen?
What do you have against Owen? And he died in front of all those people. We'll probably cut some of that out.
I mean, Hangman Page actually burnt Swerve Strickland's house down. That he actually.
I mean, Swerve said he deserved it. like a couple weeks later. He said he deserved.
Or was it Vince McMahon saying the N-word like that?
Wearing the do-rag, that was pretty cool.
I mean, it's credibility, I guess. I don't.
He did whatever he wanted. He said, "Try and stop me." That's kind of his whole problem. So night 2, we have the triple threat women's match that everyone's men's eyes should be on. Those are 3 very hot women: Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, and Io Sky, who's kind of being overlooked as the champion. She's kind of like everyone's thinking it's Bianca or Rhea, and the actual champion's being overlooked here. Where do you see this triple threat going?
When I see this triple threat, I really think back to WrestleMania 30 and the build up to Daniel Bryan's big victory. And I see Io Sky in that same position where, exactly like you said, she's been overlooked. It's really a conversation about why isn't this a singles match? And I think that's the perfect reason to have Io Sky come in here and establish herself as not just a champion, but as a star on the level with these other women. And what better stage to do it on?
Yeah. So here's my next wacky prediction for you. Bang. Let's see where you're feeling on this one. Bianca has been wearing black for weeks. Bianca's heel turning. Io's gonna win. Shit. I'll still give a better pick. I'll say it better in the next segment. But I think Io gets the win here, and then Rhea and Bianca are gonna have a rift because Bianca's gonna heel turn in some way in this. I think that's gonna be the feud going out of this.
I can see it, and again, that helps to build up that sympathy with Io Sky. That's going to help people invest in seeing her again, find a way to come out from underneath of that and go back to that comeuppance we talked about.
Yeah, and then kind of removes them out of the title picture too. So takes their fan bases away from saying like put it on either one of those two, so she can actually have a kind of a title run with them out of it a little bit. Plus, the next pay-per-view is Bad Blood.
Ooh.
So Bad Blood, that's a feud waiting to happen. It's Bad Blood.
Yeah. If we know anything from Bad Blood, the music video, you don't trust the leaners.
And I might have said those backwards. I'm pretty sure Gunther and Jey Uso might be on night 1. Regardless, Gunther and Jey Uso, the Uso, main event Uso, yeet. What are you feeling on this one? Do you think Gunther's going to walk through him with his very good mat wrestling? Or is Jey Uso going to get a frog splash and a 1, 2, 3?
Man, every bit of me loves everything that Gunther does. Again, another guy I'm a huge fan of. I love the physicality and the character and the presence. Give me Gunther all day. Keep that title on him. Keep him running forever. I think he's tremendous.
Now, do you like Gunther because he's the perfect representation of Hitler's youth? On, of course, 420, Hitler's birthday.
Oh God!
Explain yourself.
Conspiracy theories within WWE's booking. Is that it? I think we're
Oh God! If he win, he can't win.
They
can't let him win. then the Germans win.
Oh, that's not good.
The next thing you know, Imperium's just fucking running shit again.
Fuck.
Can't have that.
Poland is already on high.
They had an Italian German.
Oh fuck, Mussolini's fucking bastard.
Giovanni.
Oh God, making pizzas and killing minorities.
All right. Well, Cody, we're not going to take up any more of your time. Thank you for stopping by with us and talking indie wrestling and WWE. We would love to have you on in the future, maybe another big pay-per-view or something coming up, or if you have an event coming up, hit us up.
Hey, guys, I really can't say enough about how much I appreciate you all bringing me on. I really have so much respect for you guys, and I love what you're doing here. I love seeing you guys go for something that you enjoy doing, and I hope you guys find so much success with this and that it works out very, very well for you. We'll bring in all the viewers, all the eyes. I want nothing but the best and success for you fellas. I hope this goes well for you. And thank you again for letting me come on and do this and talk about West Virginia wrestling, talk about April 26th at the Harrison County Rec Center, and talk about how much professional wrestling has meant to me and means to me and continues to mean to me. And hopefully for a few of your open-minded viewers, it'll mean something to them too.
This is not going to happen. All right, brother, but thank you for stopping in. We appreciate the kind words.
Later, man.
Keep us in any upcoming matches you have coming up. Let us know.
For sure, fellas. I really appreciate you guys having me on for this thing. And like I said, I'll keep you updated. Thank you again.
All right, and for our next guest, we have another. He is a fan of independent wrestling in the area. He is a former ref in the area, independent wrestler himself. He's had some work with some promotion as well. We have Alex Brown on call with us today, and we're just going to talk kind of about the West Virginia indie scene a little bit, your experience in your various jobs within this field, and at the end there, we're going to touch on Wrestlemania and things like that, just because it is Wrestlemania week. So yeah, if you want to start with, just kind of give us your overview of the regional scene here in West Virginia for independent wrestling.
Yeah, give us your background. Give us the scene. What's going on?
So yeah, man, I started back in 2019. I got into it. It was really just starting off trying to get like in shape and stuff like that, but really fell in love with it. And just the group of guys that I got to work with. I got to work with IWA East Coast and Power Slam Academy, and everyone there was always super supportive. It was a lot of fun to do. Like, took a couple bumps. Really found my calling with the reffing stuff. That's really really found what I was good at when I started doing all that. And then just like doing some photography for stuff for him as well. Got to shoot some shows for him, run the hard cam, stuff like that. So really got to see all sides of the industry when I was there.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it seems like you got your hand in a little bit of everything that the industry has to offer. What would you say, like, if you had to kind of describe someone that hasn't been to an indie show in West Virginia, particularly like for our viewers, what kind of experience could they expect from going to an indie show in West Virginia?
What's the atmosphere? What's the vibe like?
Oh, it's fun, man. That's the one word that comes to mind is when you're there. It's fun. Everyone's there to put on a good show. No one's there to tear anybody else down. It's just go in, get your stuff in and like just have fun with the crowd out there. The one match I got to watch, we had a hardcore match, so they were all over the place, with the crowd throwing stop signs and stuff like that. So it was just all positive vibes the whole time.
Nice. Now I noticed in some wrestling matches there's no rules where the referees just do the tap count. Do you guys get paid less for that because you're just not doing as much, or do you guys still get paid the same? What's up with that?
I mean, it depends. The pay is a little tricky because you have the pretty much a hot dog and a handshake sometimes, stuff like that. And then you also you can get some good pay out there, but most of the time, the level that I was at, it was just, hey, you get to be at the show. And that was kind of the stuff that I was looking for, was to be there. So yeah, I mean, it just like, if you're gonna bleed, or if you're gonna take something hard, or you're gonna hit the hardwood, they're gonna, sometimes they'll throw a little bit money your way, but most of the younger guys, like, I know I was just happy to be there. So I was like, oh, you need me to bump there? Absolutely, let's go, stuff like that.
Absolutely, kind of be more a part of the show than as a rep. If you're taking a bump or something like that, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, you're half the performance.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, we're kind of talking about that experience, and it sounds like the more fun part of it, we're thinking where I guess it's more down to earth people doing these indie shows, because they're usually regional people from the area, have a little bit more, I guess, invested into the crowd. Do you think that kind of creates more of like an immersive experience for the show versus or what would be the difference you would say between someone that's kind of gotten into wrestling through just watching WWE? What kind of experience difference would they see going to a independent show?
One of the big ones is whenever you get to watch the person in the ring, and one thing you have to do is when you're there, when you're a wrestler, is you have to make money. So for a lot of guys, it's merch. So what you'll do is you'll watch a guy, wrestle for 10 minutes. He'll go in the back, and then you'll see him come out. He's out there shaking hands with people, taking pictures, signing stuff, stuff like that. So that's what you'll get at an indie show compared to like a bigger show. Like if you're going to WWE Live or if AEW comes to it, yeah, you can meet with those wrestlers, but normally you got to pay a little bit more for the ticket. You got to stay after the show, hope you get to see them. But 9 times out of 10, if you go to an indie show, as soon as their match is over, give them about 10 minutes, you'll see the guys out in the crowd. They're out there watching, cheering everybody else on as well.
Yeah, see, I feel like that is a more like it's kind of getting to like immersive experience where the person might not expect it because if they went to a WWE show, the talent may not pay them any mind at all, the wrestlers. But in this show, like they can become part of the show. I think I've even seen on the indie scene posts and stuff where there's like hardcore matches and it's like bring your own weapons and the crowd brings weapons.
Oh, that's cool.
So it's like, yeah, like people bring like their own chairs and like just wild shit like the long light bulbs and shit, and they'll use them in the match. Like they'll go around and pick what they want to use.
Oh yeah, light tubes. That's a different kind of monster right there. If you do that, like kudos to you.
Yeah, I think these they have like something inside of them too that's not great to breathe in.
Yeah, the fluorescent fucking smoke and stuff.
I know, because I think I saw like
1,000 Ways to Die.
Yeah, there's also like a I think it was like Goodwill or something. They donate their like bad bulbs like that are dead from fluorescent lights to wrestling and stuff.
Holy shit!
I've seen them like go do pickups and stuff. But yeah, so that experience is a way different thing, and that's kind of what we want to spread. Is maybe if any of our viewers or listeners was listening in, that maybe they would see a show and not be afraid to go and kind of experience what it is. Because I think if a lot more people would go, they'd realize what a good show it is, and then kind of the experience is unmatched. Because once you get to the bigger circuits and stuff, that kind of interactions just don't happen.
Absolutely. A lot of people have children. I don't, because I hate kids and I hope they all fucking rot in hell. But if you do have children, would you say this is a family friendly thing to bring them to?
Yeah, most of the indie shows that I've gone to, they've been pretty family friendly. There's been some blood, but nothing too crazy. The show I actually got to shoot was a Future Fight. You can actually watch it on independentwrestling.tv. It's IWA East Coast Future Fight 1. So that's the show that I got to shoot, and that was actually the first show I worked. I didn't get to ref or work in it, but I was running the camera and stuff. So that's kind of the vibe that you'll see with most indie shows. And then you'll have kids there, and like it's like watching real life superheroes. Like there's one guy, I'm trying to remember his name now. I'm terrible with names, but he came out to Ninja Turtle music, and the kids were all about him, and he came out afterwards, and they were all hanging out, taking pictures with him, getting their shirts signed. So yeah, absolutely. Like now there are some shows that like they'll tell you like don't bring kids to this, like the super hardcore deathmatch stuff. Some people that they don't want their kids being around that.
Yeah, absolutely, like barbed wire matches and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't want your kid to see someone get shredded to bits, like John Moxley taking that nailed paddle to his back and it's stuck in his back. Like you don't want a kid to see that. There was kids there probably.
Oh, there definitely kids there.
Tony Khan definitely sold tickets to children.
How would you?
But yeah, so I'm glad that we touched on the indie scene a little bit. Wrestlemania weekend. It is a wrestlers' holiday weekend. We have the build up to SmackDown. We go WrestleMania night 1 on Saturday. For the first night, we have a triple threat match: Roman Reigns versus CM Punk and Seth Rollins. It's got a lot of build up to it. Years, if you really are a guy that watches every week, a fan. It's got years of build up to this story. What are you seeing on this match? Like, how do you think it's going to go?
So for me, I think this is the start. I think we're going to see the Seth Rollins heel turn with this match. I think you're going to, because he's been talking up a lot about like Paul Heyman, you can't trust him, all of this stuff. So I think what it's gonna boil down to is, at the end of the day, the favor that Seth, because he did the stomp and didn't stomp on him. I think the favor is he's going to align with Heyman, and that's going to lead him into his heel run, and hopefully next year be a bigger year for him because he's done okay, but I really feel like with Punk and Roman kind of showing up, I can't feel like he's the third wheel in this, and I think if he doesn't win, he's going to eat the pin, and I feel like that's just not going to be a good look for him moving into the rest of 25.
Yeah, I feel like that the third or like the odd person out is like it's the storyline almost for two matches, but one is the championship women's match. I feel like Io Sky's kind of taking that role, that she's like the odd person out, and Rhea Ripley and Bianca's kind of the build up and like the match everyone see one of them taking it home, and she's kind of become the third wheel here. So I feel like that's a heartstring that WWE's pulling on two different storylines. I hope it ends differently on both of them. Yeah, and the third person, odd man out, don't need to win every time, but with doing two, I'd hope they wouldn't end the same way.
No, it's too predictable.
So first night we have Gunther versus Jey Uso. Again, it's been a pretty decent build up. Gunther really demolished his brother Jimmy, Big Jim, and made Jay watch chained up to the post. And then you get that awesome promo cut by Jay, and then I saw him also. He went to the Pat McAfee Big Night Out, and spoke there too. He seems ready. Gunther is always ready, seemingly. He's a very good wrestler, thorough wrestler. Doesn't have many holes in his game. Who do you see taking this matchup home?
This is one of the harder ones for me because it's heart versus mind type of stuff. Like heart, you want Jey Uso to win all day. Like he finally win that world title. It's not it's not the WWE championship, but I think for him it'd be a big step forward. But you have Gunther, man. Like he just, like you said, no holes in his game. Like you give him the ball, he's gonna win every single time. He's gonna put on magic for you. But I think they're gonna put it on Jey. Where they're not finishing the show, they're probably going to open. So I think what we're going to get is we're going to get the heel Seth Rollins finish for night one, and I think the good feeling thing is going to be Jey winning, and then night two, I think that's when you're going to get the Cody win. So I think they're going to have to balance out the heel and face wins. So I think Jay's going to take that one home.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and move on to that.
I don't know. How do you historically deal with people named Jay traditionally being pussies?
Hey, come on, man.
I mean, just generally speaking.
Come on, dog.
Oh,
come on, dog. What are you doing? What is this?
I'm just saying there is a pattern, and I'm just wanting to know if Alex recognizes it.
Well, I mean, there is Jay Leno, so you're not in the best company in the world. So you kind of have that going against with you.
He fell down the hill.
He fell down the hill. Anyway, we can't lead it by the chin, Jay Leno. Anyway.
Yeah, kind of parlaying off what you said there at the end. Cody Rhodes is who you see taking that matchup home with John Cena. How have you, as a fan, seen this build-up go? I mean, one of the craziest heel turns in history. Was made ESPN outlet and everything. Like, it made major news. How do you feel this build-up has went? The promo battles they've kind of went on the international tour. And then I guess we'll go into kind of how you see Cody taking this one home.
I thought the heel turn was, I was sitting here watching with my wife and like jumped up off the couch, like, holy moly, like, can't believe this just happened type of stuff. And I feel like the first promo out from John was really good, but I feel like they weren't prepared to do it for this long because I felt like the story for them flip-flopped a little bit because it was each and every one of you, that type of promo, like, you did this to me, but then it turned into him ruining wrestling. So I think they got a little lost in the middle, but I think with him and Cody working with each other, they've brought it back to a fever pitch. And I really just think that it's, like I said, I think closing WrestleMania with a babyface win is the way you have to do it. I know they've done it in the past with some heel finishes, but I just think he's gonna pull it out. And if not, I think we're just going to get a year of like heel Cena, and just with how many people don't like him, even before the heel turn, just not fans of him in general. I feel like you can ostracize some people. So I feel like just with how their booking's been going, I think the safe bet is Cody Rhodes right now, and you could have John win it at like SummerSlam against Punk or something like that if you get like a Punk heel turn.
Yeah, because I would say he does have a lot of matches left, and also if something doesn't happen right, Bad Blood is the next one, so that one
True.
would be a good one.
Do
Yeah,
you feel John Cena's heel turn betrays and kind of nullifies all the Make-A-Wish things he's done beforehand?
he met with Make-A-Wish kids that night that he did the heel turn.
Yeah, do you think those are all negated? Like those kids should actually get a second wish?
No, but I wish he would have done a Make-A-Wish as the heel John Cena. I feel like that would have been amazing, just going in and just like talking to the kid and just saying like, this is all your fault and all that stuff, and just cutting the heel promo on a sick child.
Honestly, yeah, if I was actually a dying child, my last wish would be for John Cena to pull the plug so he feels the weight of that forever.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I kind of think everyone didn't expect it. I kind of think the John Cena heel turn is poetic because you have one of my favorite wrestler in the WWE in recent time, Bray Wyatt, passed away.
Mm-hmm.
Their WrestleMania match, he was telling Cena that you've always been the heel, that being the corporate guy you were the heel the whole time, and then this kind of unfolds like he does turn heel. So I thought that was kind of a poetic nod to that a little bit. Plus, everyone's kind of begging for it. At Elimination Chamber, where I thought it was going I thought, because everyone I think secretly wants it, is Cody turned heel and took the decision because everyone wants like the Bullet Club Cody, which I do. More badass, and they even asked for it in AEW, kind of were like trying to get him to turn heel and he just wouldn't do it. So I feel like whenever he does it, it's going to be a big deal.
Oh, for sure. When his heel turn comes through, like that's going to be like such a huge thing because you got to think he's brought in so many people, so many younger kids into watching it, and like he's the superhero right now. So when he goes, not to like, dumb him down or anything, but goes full Homelander on everybody, like I feel like that's going to break so many kids' hearts, and like it's just going to be like that crying kid at the Belgian show with John Cena. Like you're just going to have kids crying in the audience, and they're just going to be able to eat off that for about a year or so.
So you're saying like Homelander, Cody Rhodes is going to be sucking titties in the front of America?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
That'd be nice to see.
And Tommy, I feel like Cody Rhodes is kind of what you were talking to our last interviewee about, of the like over the top wrestler that's kind of more like a superhero, got the flashier colors and the jacket that goes down all the way. Like I feel like Cody Rhodes might be your guy, but I also think, Tommy, you're a heel. You love the villain.
It's true. I support villainous every way. I just feel like bullying is living America, and we need to bring it back. There's too many people that are very bullyable, for lack of a better word. People need to be bullied, and I'm glad we have the heels to do that.
Absolutely. But yeah, so we talked about we'll go on to the triple threat, the women's triple threat.
Yeah.
Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, and Io Sky. I kind of mentioned that earlier about how Io feels like the third wheel on this one. How do you see this match turning out? Who's taking the belt?
For this one, I think I'm going to just go with my heart on this one, where you're talking about like Io being the third wheel. I feel like that's been such a slap in the face for her because, she's the champion and she's proven herself time and time again. And I understand Rhea Ripley is like the star that she is, but I really feel like she's been getting those Hogan and Steve Austin like comparisons of like, oh, she's not going to lose. She's not going to lose. Always has to get the last word. So for this one, just like I said, I'm going with my heart. I hope it's Io that wins it and takes it home because she still deserves to be champion. Like I feel like she hasn't gotten to get a good reign in a while. So I think she's the one who can. And like, don't get me wrong, Bianca Belair, she's Miss WrestleMania. She's going to put on a great match. But I really want to see a heel turn from her coming in like the next year or so because I feel like she's done everything that she can do as a baby face. And I think her and Jade will be WrestleMania 42. And if they have it flipped with Bianca heel, Jade face, I feel like that would be a good dynamic.
Yeah, I think that it's coming too. She's been wearing all black in recent weeks. So I feel like it's coming. I predict it happens at WrestleMania. And then that's why her and Rhea don't win. And then that at Bad Blood, I feel like it's going to be Rhea and Bianca handling a feud from WrestleMania.
I can see that.
That's a good shout, yeah.
Another one. Amongst those three women, who do you think would win a parallel parking competition? Women,
Not EO.
women
Not
notoriously
EO.
bad drivers. Who would win?
Man, that's
Not
you know,
EO.
I'm just thinking
Oh, definitely.
just from a height standpoint, I got to go with Rhea. I feel like she's just going to be able to see over the car more and have more of an ability to look around. So I would have to go with her.
That's a solid pick.
I would let Rhea drive my car. And that's not even a perverted thing. I would let her drive my car, especially if I was in it.
I don't know. Only if my insurance covers it. I would have to call my State Farm.
Does she have an American license? She is from Australia.
Cracky.
You got to check your premiums, man. You got to make sure.
Yeah. Yep. So other matches, I think we got them all. I would say, yeah, except for the mid-card belts. This is for me, more or less. Who do you think's taking the night one matchup, Jacob Fatu or LA Knight? I'm a big LA Knight guy.
Oh, see, I'm a Fatu fan. It's got to be him. Like this, he
Mowing werewolf.
deserves it. Yeah. Ever since like his Ring of Honor stuff and everything, man, I've been following him for a minute. So like, it's just one of those things of like, I'm finally glad he's getting his opportunity. So I think we're going to see him as a world champion either this year or early next year.
Yeah, I think a mid-card belt too would be a good way to kind of start him out, see how he does with the belt.
Yeah.
I mean, he whips out the whisper in the wind. I love that when Jeff Hardy used to do the whisper in the wind. So I think that's pretty cool that a big dude like him is able to do it because he's not small. But yeah, thank you for coming on, brother. We appreciate you. We'd like to have the possibility of maybe bringing you on in the future for like big wrestling cards or anything to talk wrestling. But we appreciate your time today, brother.
Got any social media you want to plug real quick?
Me, not personally, no. I pretty much stay off social media, but like I really appreciate y'all having me on. Like wrestling's been my thing for as long as I can remember. So yeah, anytime y'all want to have me on, I'll absolutely do it. It's been a blast.
All right,
thank you.
Hell yeah, man. We appreciate you. Have a good one. Thank you.
Stay frosty.
It's the book. We are on to Blitz the Book. We're going to start with the NBA Round 1 playoffs. They start on Sunday. We're going to talk about who we think are going to take home the whole series because we won't see you guys again until next week when we drop a Blitz the Book on our social medias. Let me bring up the matchups, and we're going to work through those.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to give my ones. Bucks Pacers. I think we got the Pacers on this one. The Bucks have just been mediocrity all fucking season. They barely got where they are. That's like Indiana more on this one. Next, Clippers Nuggets. Don't like Denver. Just never have. I like the Clippers on this one. Pistons Knicks. Taking the Knicks over the Pistons. Pistons have played very well. I just like that New York basketball. Lakers, Timberwolves. This one's a no-brainer. A lot of people are predicting 4-1 on the series. You'd be hard-pressed to argue with me on that one. I think Lakers have over the Timberwolves, no problem. Then Celtics, Magic. Oh, poor Magic. They got a rough on the first one, but Celtics knocking them out of the game, out of the series on this one. Rockets, Warriors. I don't give Warriors one series win. They may not go very far, but they can at least win one on this one. Then we still have two to be determined, Thunder and Cavalier. They could be playing anyone in this one. I like the Cavs and I like the Thunder. I really don't think it matters who they're going to go against. I think both teams squeaky clean. No issues. Jay, what do you think?
On this one, I'm going to start out the same one you did, Pacers, Bucks. I'm going, although they did say today that, what's his name? Portland. Damian Lillard. Sorry, Dame Dollar. He's going to be able to play. They really doubted whether he would or not. He's going to be good to play. I'm taking Pacers. Tyrese Halliburton is on a roll. His name should be Butta because he's on a roll. So I'm going Tyrese and the Pacers to win this one. Send the Bucks home. Giannis is only going to get one in his career, maybe. Only one chip.
Probably.
Maybe. Possibly.
I think it's highly likely.
All right, for the next one, we're going to move on to the New York Knicks and the Detroit Pistons. Knicks have not been exciting to me this year. They were more exciting last year, I feel like. I think ever since Tracy Morgan puked on the floor, that's kind of what their play has been, puke on the floor. So I'm going to be risky here. Upset. Pistons win a round one series and go on to the next round.
That's first for a while.
No New York. Boston Celtics and the Orlando Magic. The Magic's with the Celtics, baby. Celtics going to beat the Magic's ass. But hopefully, that girl with the boobies and the cocaine, she'll be there and help them raise their spirits, keep them off the ropes. Nooses. Have you? Cleveland Cavaliers. Whoever they play, they will win. I don't think that was everybody.
It was not. It was most certainly.
Oklahoma Thunder. Thunder's going to beat whoever they need to beat. Their fucking powerhouse. I have them going to the ship. Houston Rockets, Golden State, 2-7. Rockets have had a good season. Just to get nailed down by the Golden State Warriors here in the playoffs, I'm going Steph and Jimmy to pull this one out. I don't even think it goes 7.
The chef's going to be cooking.
Los Angeles Lakers and the Minnesota Timberwolves. I'm gonna be my whole self here. It's good to always be yourself and being confident in being yourself. Fuck the Lakers. I'm a Celtics fan, and we hate them sons of bitches. So we're going Minnesota Timberwolves. Anthony Davis is gonna dodge his depression here, like he is those child support payments, and he's gonna beat the fuck out of LeBron James. Minnesota Timberwolves. The Denver not weed Nuggets. Well, Nuggets of weed. Versus the LA Clippers. I think the Nuggets get clipped here, just like they would in a dispensary in Denver. The Nuggets get clipped.
I can see that.
Or if you don't want to have children no more. And that's the whole round one of NBA. Celtics are, all I know for 100% assurance is the Celtics are going on to this next round. That's a fact. I saw it in the signs. It was on the slabs that Jesus wrote the first commandments on. Celtics are going to win every championship that they're in.
That was Moses. But we'll see.
Moses was the big Celtics guy.
He was, actually.
Most Jews are.
Oy vey.
All right, moving on to NHL parlays, which is going to be just us talking about the first round of NHL parlays. Welcome to NHL Blitz the Book Round 1 edition. We're going to pick out of these matchups who we think will be coming out of each series. Tommy, go ahead and let them know who you have first.
Ooh, first up on the list, the Blues Jets. Oh, the Blues are going to be crying all the way home. They're going to be singing some blues because the Jets have this one. No fucking problem. Next, Avalanche Stars, Dallas, Texas. Surprisingly, of course they're going to win. They've been dominating all fucking season. They're going to be hard to fucking beat come Stanley Cup time. Devils, Hurricanes. I have no respect for New Jersey as a state or as a fucking hockey team. Go Canes. The bunch of fucking jerks. They're going to beat the fuck out of them. Senators, Maple Leafs. Gonna go with the Senators just because I don't respect Canada in any way, shape, and or form. Going wild, Golden Knights, Las Vegas. The city that loves the sin is gonna sin all over the wild. Take the Knights. Lastly, Canadians, Capitals. If I didn't say it once, I didn't say it 100 fucking times. Fuck Canada, the Maple Leaf sucking motherfuckers. God, those crazy Canucks can go lick a butthole. Gotta take the Capitals. Jay, where are you looking at it?
Where I'm going on this one, we're going to go Winnipeg in the first matchup against the Blues. I see them coming out of round 1, going on to face the winner of this matchup, the Dallas Stars and Colorado Avalanche. I'm going, this is tough, Dallas has won 7 games straight to end the season, or lost 7 games straight to lose in the season. I want to pick Dallas based on their season. I want to pick, or I feel like they are the better team.
Mm-hmm.
But losing 7 straight and going into the playoffs is rough.
That's a lot.
Not a good snide. Your team only knows losing for the past 7 games.
Yeah.
Give me the Colorado Avalanche to upset here. Go on to round 2. Next one, I think that's pretty easy. Vegas versus wild card matchup in Minnesota. I think Vegas is going to delete them probably in 4-1 in the series.
Yeah.
I'm going next one here. I feel like it's an upset, even though it's not. It's actually the favorite winning. I'm going the Kings over Edmonton. I think the Kings just have a little bit more juice than Edmonton does. And McDavid hasn't done, even though it's his 10th season with 100 points, not goals, points. And it's like a mark he's hit with only 7 hockey players have ever done. He's a great hockey player. I'm not saying that. I think the Kings have more juice. Next matchup, I'm going Toronto Maple Leafs, Ottawa. I'm going Toronto Maple Leafs. Austin Matthews is a dog. An American. He just puts up fucking goals.
Mm-hmm.
And he just piles them up for them. He's a fucking machine. They expect hat tricks from him, not single goals. Dude's a dog. I'm going Austin to lead the Toronto Maple Leafs past Ottawa. In the next matchup, Tampa Bay and the Florida Panthers. I'm going Florida Panthers, even though I hate them.
Yeah.
They ruined my trip to the fucking Stanley Cup. Bunch of fucking bastards. We should have went. In the next one, I'm going with the place I'm from, not my favorite team. Washington Capitals here over Montreal. Fuck the Canadiens.
Solid.
And then this last matchup. It is no fucking secret where I'm going. It's a Caniac attack, baby. Woo! Woo! We are going the Canes to beat the dog shit out of the New Jersey Devils. Oh, man. Oh, we're going to beat that fucking ass. Like that Parlay or Die Sports News Network take I had the other week where I said they make no news but the general manager's kid getting injured. They are going to make no fucking news. They are going home 0-4. Take them to sweep. Get the brooms out, baby.
Swish, swish.
And that is our NHL picks. We are moving on to the grand event, Wrestlemania. We're picking Wrestlemania next. All right, guys, we are finally to our main event of our Blitz the Book today. We have Wrestlemania, 2 nights of picks here. We're going to pick the championship matches from the Wrestlemania card, but we're also adding in the triple threat there from night 1 of Roman Reigns for CM Punk and Seth Rollins, because they don't need a belt to have the build up to this fucking match. That is one of the matches I'm most looking forward to in this whole 2 days of cards. So we're going to start there. We're going to start at my apex here. Roman Reigns versus CM Punk versus Seth Rollins. Tommy, out of those 3 people, who do you have taking this fight?
I'll tell you what I don't fucking have. CM Punk. I don't think unless a meteor fell through the fucking sky and killed the other 2 people to see him have a fucking chance. That being said, I think it's a coin toss. But I'm going with Sethy. He's a fan favorite. I'm going to stick with him. Jay, who you got? Who you like?
I feel like, let's go Seth Rollins here. I think maybe he turns heel a little bit here, like mentioned by some of our people in our interviews.
Ooh, yeah.
Maybe he turns heel here and secures the win by that means, because a heel is not afraid to cheat.
Yeah, you got to cheat in the
As
sport.
the great Eddie Guerrero once said, we lie, we cheat, we steal. Which is, I think, a racist thing because his character was very Mexican.
Yeah.
I think Vince McMahon might have wrote that for him. No, so for that one, I'm going Seth Rollins as well. We'll both take Seth, Roman, and CM Punk. I hate CM Punk. He can go get fucked. Roman Reigns is a dog. He's the big dog, actually. The Big dog in the yard.
Woof woof.
So I'm going Seth Rollins here, and maybe they have a prolonged feud with him and Roman Reigns. Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns.
I can see that.
That'd be a pretty good storyline, I think, to not redo, but rehash. For the women's championship of night one, we have the champion Tiffany Stratton. It's Tiffy time. Tiffy time. Versus the queen, Charlotte Flair. She's royalty. She's the daughter of Ric Flair. But Tiffany, she's a smoke show. She's a smoke show.
Now, Jay,
They're getting pretty personal here in the promos back and forth, talking shit about each other.
Jay, didn't you say there's a small chance Rick himself may show up to try and hold on to a record?
I think he's going to be in that.
If he's in the building, I say there's too much coincidence. You know the WWE, you know the professional wrestlers, they're a very superstitious bunch. I think you got to give it to Charlotte on this one. I think if her dad's in the building, she got that extra little bit of fucking juju to her.
The reason I love Tiffy, she's a very athletic person. She's a very attractive person. Charlotte is attractive as well. She's the queen. I want Tiffany Stratton to win. My pick is going to be Charlotte Flair.
Oh.
My pick is going to be Charlotte Flair because in the betting world here, it's not about always who you like. We've talked about it in past episodes. You don't bet with your heart because you will get fucked. Actually, if you get fucked from betting with your heart, isn't that good? Like, isn't that what you gamble with your heart in hopes of getting some pussy? I'll have to think about that one.
No, that's why I don't.
I'm picking Charlotte Flair here.
The Eagles.
I'm picking Charlotte. Tiffany, we love you. Just keep after it. Maybe you'll get the belt back at Bad Blood. That'd be cool. For the next fight of the first night, we have LA Knight versus Jacob Fatu for the United States Championship. Tommy, I'll pick first on this one. LA Knight. Going LA Knight for this one. He is going to take this one home. Jacob Fatu is a dog as well. He is a exciting performer up there. He does the whisper in the wind from Jeff Hardy, which is an awesome move. You pretty much throw caution to the fucking wind off the top rope and throw your body at them. Pretty cool move. I'm going LA Knight. Tommy, where are you going with this one?
I got to go with Jacob on this one, actually. Going against you. I just can't bet on anyone named LA. I mean, LA Knight. We all know the Rodney King race riots started at night. And those were very bad news. I just like Jacob a little bit more just based on random fucking nonsense that has nothing to do with them.
Well, Tommy, I just got a couple words for you. Let me talk to ya! Which is LA Knight's. It's how he starts promos.
Talk Tua?
Yua.
Well, the Hawk Tua, and you can suck my dick.
Back to wrestling. We're getting back to wrestling, Tommy. The World Tag Team Championships on night one, Men's World Tag Team Championships. We have the War Raiders versus the New Day. New Day we actually saw in person, Tommy. And Charlotte at Vengeance Day. They're good. They're the best tag team in the history of the WWE. Most winningest, most titles.
Mm-hmm.
They're heels now. They're the villains. War Raiders. They're some big dudes. Ivar's like 300 pounds.
Damn.
He's a big old dude. Big old boy.
Yeah, but that's hard to maneuver, though.
That's a big old boy. He ain't afraid to jump off top rope.
Fucking corn-fed.
He ain't more than corn-fed. He ate a lot of shit. He probably ate like a stapler.
Like a small child.
All right. So, who do you got in this one, Tom?
I'm taking the New Day. They're the champions of the sun and masters of karate and friendship for everyone. New Day. Ah!
Fighter of the Raw Raiders. Champion of the WWE. I'm going to go. You know what? I'm going to go New Day with you, Tommy. I like a New Day. I like the heel. I'm all about being the villain because fuck everyone. It's all about winning and fuck whose feelings you hurt in the process.
Exactly.
If you're a goddamn winner, it all flushes out. For the heavyweight championship of the world, we have Gunther versus Jay, the main event, Uso, cousins of The Rock. Cousin of The Rock. Who do you have? Gunther, the German general, ring general. He's the ring general. He's good. Has little holes in his game. Little to no holes.
That's a tough one. You got skill versus nepotism. And someplace like the WWE, nepotism runs supreme. I'm going to take Gunther on this one, though, just because those Germans, the Germans make great stuff. Like the ShamWow, Gunther's going to stoke things up.
I'm going to go main event Jey Uso. Yeet. And he's just too over. The crowd loves him. They go absolutely nuts. Pat McAfee jumps up on the table and yeets. Pat McAfee even had him at Pat McAfee's Big Night Out. This guy is over. I think non-wrestling fans are cheered for it.
Oh, shit.
So I'm going Jey Uso. That moves us on to night 2. Tommy, it's the big matchup here. It's the one everyone... You know what? We're going to save that for last. Fuck everyone. We're going to make them wait. The second one we're going to start with on tonight 2. Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley versus Bianca Belair for the Women's World Championship. 3-way match, Tommy. Who do you have winning this one?
Ooh, this is a 3-way fight. You normally would have to have a subscription to a naughty website to see. Because it is absolutely going to be wild.
Chef's kiss.
I gotta say, it's a coin toss on a coin toss on top of a fucking pony trick. I'm going to take Rodriguez, though. Just because.
She's not in this match. You mean Rhea Ripley?
I mean Ripley. Piss a butter. That's right. I am taking Rhea Ripley, though. I apologize.
Oh, man.
I gotta say, I like the R's on this. I heard it from an old gypsy woman, take an R name in the women's wrestling, and I don't mess with black magic.
I had already said an R name. You caught me off guard. I'm going Io Sky here. Like I let loose in the interview. I tried to save it. It was a good take. I think Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair are going to have a feud that extends past this because they cost each other the championship in their eyes. So I think Io is going to retain the title here, being the third wheel of it. They're going to forget about how good Io Sky is. For the next matchup, Tommy Reed right here. Tommy, for the next matchup, we have the Fatal 4-Way. 1v1v1. V1. We have Braun Breaker versus Penta versus Finn Balor versus Dirty Dominic Mysterio. Who do you have winning this one? Out of these 4 names that are in the match.
I have said those 4. I am taking
the paper's not moving.
Andre the Giant. No, just kidding. No, I gotta say I'm gonna take Dirty Dominic Mysterio. I just like a mysterious name. I think he's a little bit of an underdog. And he's dirty. No one's going to want to touch him. They're going to say gross.
If you see my shock here, ladies and gentlemen, it's because he is the long shot to win. But I also was going to hit that in here myself and go Dirty Dom. I think they're making him quite the star here. He's over as a heel. I think he may take this one home. They might see what Dom can do with the belt.
Ooh.
That's what I think. I think he's a heel on this card that's going to leave with a belt. All right, Tommy, from right here, Rodriguez is in this one. We're going women's tag team champions, Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez versus Bayley and Lyra Valkyria. Tommy, I know you're against it because women don't really work together, in your opinion. They just try horribly shit talk each other.
Every woman hates every other woman in the world.
That's actually a statement of fact, and I think they won't even argue with you on that. Thank God not many women watch this show. Tommy, who do you have in this tag team championships match from right here?
I'm still going with Rodriguez. That was not a mistake. I believe in her. I believe in her in the other fight,
so
too.
You're also going for Liv Morgan as well, huh?
Nope. I'm going to...
Just her. Fuck her tag team partner. Rodriguez.
I hope she turns heel. No, I like Liv Tyler too. I do. I like the Lord of the Rings movies, and that's why I'm going with Liv Morgan. I know what I said. And I like Liv Tyler. I like the Lord of the Rings.
She was also in one of the Hulk movies.
Oh, yeah. She was in the first Hulk movie, which is quasi-canon. Doesn't matter.
I'm going Bailey and Lyra Valkyria. Actually.
Oh.
I'm going to go Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, and Bailey turns heel.
Ooh, you think?
I think Bailey turns heel here, and I'm going Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez as well. Tommy, you're doing a hell of guessing for not knowing any of these people's names.
No kidding.
All right, next we have the one you tried to pick in our last cut take. We have Cody Rhodes versus John Cena for the WWE Undisputed Universal Championship. Tommy, do you take Cody Rhodes or the icon, the Hollywood star, John Cena?
I'm going to take, undoubtedly, the person who's worked with Scooby-Doo the most. And Fred Flintstone. John Cena! Oh, the fucking man. Oh, he's got the storyline. He's got everything about him. The charisma, the fan base. Put it to rest.
I'm taking John Cena in this one. I love the heel turn. I love that he's calling fat kids out in the front row. Everything about it is magical. I hope he beats the dog shit out of Cody Rhodes. He beats the brakes off that white brother. I hope it's not even close. I hope he beats the shit out of him. I hope it's a bloody affair where we get there's emotion to it where he just has no emotion, but y'all have emotion because Cody Rhodes is being beat to death in front of you.
It should be shock and horror.
Shock and horror. We're going John Cena. Can't see that. That is going to be all of our WrestleMania picks. Mine are valid picks if you like them. Tommy tried his best. And we're going to move on to our next segment. It's a little festive treat for you guys.
Ooh.
The more you know, moment of the show. Did you know?
Triple H may be one of the most prolific wrestlers in WWE history, but he also has the notorious honor of having the most losses at WrestleMania with 13. Yikes.
The more you know.
Second list we will be doing, it's Easter, and I had to get creative. How do you do an Easter themed thing? You go to the crux of the whole holiday, Jesus coming back. We're doing the best athlete comebacks in all of sports, whether it's wrestling, UFC, baseball, if you count baseball as a sport, basketball.
Cricket, maybe.
Maybe professional hula hooping.
Ooh.
I feel like there should be bad injuries there. Maybe some great comebacks.
You may just have to wait and see.
Or maybe we're even talking about that one lady that was beat down by Nancy Kerrigan.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. How did her career go? We don't know. Maybe she's on the list. Maybe we'll tell you. Maybe we'll tell you. But Tommy, go ahead and get us started with our top 10 marijuana smokers who are athletes.
Absolutely. Coming in, number 10, we have Brittany Griner. Ooh, Brittany. Spent several months in a Russian prison because she'd rather take a vape pen instead of staying sober for fucking like a week. Brittany, we had to trade off a fucking Russian war criminal just to get you back. Honestly, not America's best move because your stats have just not equaled up. That Russian war criminal still has like 30 counts against the Geneva Convention, but you haven't put up 30 points in like 10 games. Not the best. Moving on to number 9, we have Calvin Johnson. Ooh, Calvin, not looking good. Failing for permits. Then we've got Bill Lee with the baseball, nicknamed Spaceman. Man, this guy was high all the time in the fucking atmosphere. Moving on, we've got Kevin Durant. Kevy D. Oh, notorious. He actually said in an interview plainly, I'm actually high right now. Kind of hard to mix words with that one. Moving on to number 6, we have Randy Orton. Another notorious pothead. You really can't argue with him on this list.
Suspended from the WWE multiple times for marijuana, which is odd that they were like, you can't do weed here.
Right? That seems like the place you would want to
But-
smoke weed.
That's also why a lot of WWE fighters passed away from addictions, is because they got addicted to opioids, because that was allowed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense. It's like why weed isn't a Schedule 1 drug with meth and heroin.
It only took like when was all of mankind created? I'm gonna assume year 1. I don't know. It took us 2,000 years to not learn how to kill ourselves that bad. They're like, maybe the plant will work just as good as these pills. It may be better for you.
No,
No. Oxys are dope, dude. Have you ever taken a Percocet? It's like getting a hug from your mom.
I wouldn't know either of those feelings, Jay. That's why number 5, we have Nate Diaz. Probably the dumbest person ever entered the UFC. This guy fucking is as illiterate as he is high. Oh, he just has that I don't give a fuck attitude, and he enjoys his marijuanas just the same. Moving on, number 4, we have Bill Walton. Billy. Oh, this guy loves the Jays, doesn't he, Jay? Who would?
One of my favorite Celtics of all time, Bill.
Oh, yeah, he likes the green grass, and that's not the green clover.
And
but
you know he's smoking that grass at the Grateful Dead concerts.
Oh,
One of the most infamous Deadheads of all time.
Number 3, we have Mike Tyson. Oh, Iron Man. He just loves getting stunned before fights. Oh, I love Iron Man. He actually has his own fucking edible company now, Evander Holyfield's ear and like a little
Their
gummy.
gummies, yeah. Their gummies are sweet.
Never had one. Need to try one maybe. Number 2, Michael Phelps. This guy at one time had more Olympic gold medals than anyone else. The front box of Wheaties. And then everyone lost their shit because he got caught smoking a bong. Holy fuck. If the world's greatest swimmer can't smoke some weed, we're all fucking doomed. Like, you can't do shit to appease people. I'd love to see the church fucking crowd condemning him. Like, trying to beat him in a butterfly competition. That motherfucker is an actual fucking fish. That guy's an animorph. He's halfway between him and a goddamn dolphin. It is nuts. Anyway, who's going to beat him out? We have, coming in number 1, Ricky Williams.
Ricky! Yeah, Ricky!
Sticky Ricky. Oh, the running back. This guy prioritized marijuana over his fucking career. Man, it's a tough choice, but we all like the smoking with the ickiest of the sticky with our boy Ricky.
We're not going to say I agree with Ricky, but I'm not going to say we totally agree with Ricky, but at least you followed what you love to do, Ricky. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Yeah. For my greatest athlete comebacks, sponsored by Jesus.
Jesus.
Coming in at number 10, Odell Beckham Jr. His while banging Kim Kardashian, he is the greatest athlete comeback for coming onto her back. Number 9, Tom Brady. Tom Brady had one of the greatest comebacks in Super Bowl. It is the greatest comeback in Super Bowl history.
Oh, yeah.
Against the Falcons. Thank God, because now Dan Quinn is the coach of the Commanders, and our sights are on championships. He learned his lesson. Number 8, Roman Reigns. He came back from leukemia. It's not a joke. It was a real serious thing, and I'm not going to do the fake voice for that one. You know, it was a really big thing he came back from, and everyone was pumped. Good pop. Number 7, George St. Pierre. He came back after a 4-year hiatus and won the championship on his first fight back against
say,
Michael Bisping.
Hi.
Michael Bisping also has one eye, though.
Oh, shit.
So I hope he could beat a one-eyed guy.
Right.
Number 6, Edge. In the 2020 Royal Rumble, Edge came back from a 9-year hiatus where he was retired because of neck issues. They told him he would never wrestle again. 9 years later, got a different doctor's opinion. He went to MedExpress and got one. They were like, yeah, sure, I don't give a fuck. Go wrestle. Number 5, Michael Vick.
Oh, yeah.
Returned from prison. He did all right. He played for the Eagles, started.
That's because he got that dog in him.
He got that dog in him. He'll never forget those dogs. All right, number 4, George Foreman. Rest in peace, King. He came back after being retired for 10 years to win the heavyweight championship of the fucking world at 45 years old.
That's something.
That is something else. Number 3. I don't know. Can we call this a return, Thomas? Ali, but he didn't return as Ali. He left Cassius Clay.
That's true.
He left Cassius Clay. We're going to go with Muhammad Ali. We're not going to be disrespectful here. After he dodged the draft for Vietnam, they suspended him from boxing. And when he returned, he came back with a vengeance.
He was consciously objecting those fucking left hooks.
He flies like a butterfly, stings like when I pee. Moving on. Tiger Woods, the 2019 Masters.
Yeah.
Honestly, that was a great feat. I didn't expect that to happen at all. I was like, no way he fucking just comes in here and wins the Masters. There's people that's been doing this all season.
There's people that actually thought banging whores was giving him his superpowers, and without him banging those whores, he just couldn't do it. But he proved them wrong. But then he got more whores.
And then got injured and got beat up with that golf club.
Yeah.
Number one, coming in at number one, Michael Jordan.
Oh, got it.
Michael Jordan came back from retiring to play baseball in memory of his dad. Rest in peace. After that, he came back as number 45 and won 3 championships.
The three-peat.
He three-peated again, made it look like it was easy.
Easy.
That's just what Michael does.
Easy,
That's the
breezy,
type of
cover
better
girl.
Mike is. So that is our list. Plug in the comment section. Who do you have in this? Do you agree with our 10 that we picked? Do you have an alternate 10? Put them in the comments. If you don't say what you don't, if you don't say it, how the fuck do we know if we're, what you're thinking, what we're thinking? Are we on the right page? Be a man or woman. Have some cojones to yourself and let us know in the comments what is your top 10 of these 2 categories. We're moving on. All right, guys, that is the end of the episode. That is the end of our season 1.
Wow. What a ride we
What a
had.
ride. 12 episodes. Next season will be a lot more episodes. We're starting in August, week 0 of college football. But we're not disappearing. We're not all the way done. We are going to be giving out Blitz the Book segments via social media like we did with UFC 314, which I forgot to hold on a second before we let these fine people fucking go. Right here. I beat the fuck out of AI. And we're scared of this fucking taking over the fucking free world. Fuck it. He couldn't even beat me in fucking picking bets. I am a god. They need to fucking crumble. ChatGPT, you can suck my dick. I'm going to say it now. That's all I'm going to say about it.
Jay, people are calling you the modern-day John Henry. How do you respond to these fucking accusations?
I respond to those accusations as I fucking am. But get me a statue, West Virginia. I am the fucking man. I put down AI. I proved it can't take over civilization because it can't do shit.
No, it can't.
All it can do is give you like bland writing topics and then fill in wrong shit because Tommy tries to use it for statistics every week.
Hey, figures never lie, and liars never figure.
It gives you the wrong statistics, Tommy. It gives you the wrong ones.
90% of the time, it works 100% of the time.
I think you need to stop listening to the AI's math, my guy, because I'm kicking its ass.
All I
Pish
know,
posh.
all I know is bet on the Panthers coming up. Well, next time we see you, we've got season 2, and we're gonna take it up a fucking notch.
We have big plans for season 2. Stay tuned to our socials. We are not dying out. Also, this summer, look for our website launch. Should be up this summer. We will have blogs posted. In the true words of Damazetti, weekly? Bi-weekly? Maybe once every now and then. We'll commit to nothing like Aaron Rodgers.
Every other full moon, you may see some new content, maybe some new merchandises.
Vernal equinoxes, maybe even an Amazon store. We talked about that.
Oh, yeah.
That's a possibility. We're working up a lot of ideas. Stay tuned to us. Guys, follow us on all social media platforms. Follow us on YouTube. Watch our videos. If you already made it here, you've already watched our videos, so I don't need to speak to you, actually.
Subscribe!
Subscribe! Just
That's
do
what
it!
we need you. YouTube, Spotify, all of them.
The algorithm! We need you. We need you guys.
We don't know how it works, but we know the more you look at us, the more you get to look at us.
Our fucking PR guy just literally just tells us, you got to get in the algorithm. Okay, you fucking Tron-loving bastard. How the fuck do I get into a computer's algorithms?
What, you want me to stick my dick into it? That's how I get a computer virus and I start peeing fucking blood. I'm not doing it again.
I'm not doing that anymore. I already said it earlier in the episode. I will not pee blood again. I promise myself I won't do it. It
No.
scares me. It scares me.
It's terrifying.
Guys, have a safe summer. A good rest of the spring, I guess, if people do stuff in spring. And we will see you in August. Thank you.
Hey, and remember, you're always just one leg away from legendary.
Thank you, Tommy. Thank you. I forgot to say our tagline.
I know.
Fuck myself in the ass.
Here comes Peter Cottontail.
Hopping down the bunny trail.
Hippity hoppity, Easter's on its way. Bringing every girl and boy
Baskets full of Easter joy.
things to make your Easter bright and gay.
Are we allowed to call Easter gay? Did the Catholic Church approve of this?
He's got jelly beans for Tommy.
An orchard for your mommy too. Colored eggs for Sister Sue.
Oh, here comes Peter Cottontail.
Up and down the bunny trail.
And an Easter bonnet too.
Hippity hoppity, happy Easter joy.